Well, guys, I guess I say that I shouldn't be surprised, because with WWE, nothing surprises me anymore, especially from the guy that runs this company, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And as you all know, this week we found out on Friday that this past Tuesday's edition of Talking Smack would be the final weekly edition of Talking Smack on the WWE network. When I heard this, and when I heard the initial reason as to why Talking Smack was canceled, it left me scratching my head. It said the reason initially for Talking Smack being canceled was due to the fact of low viewership. And I thought, well, okay. While I didn't buy it at first, I thought, well, maybe moving it to airing after 205 Live, which I thought was a mistake to begin with. 205 Live should air before SmackDown, and then have Talking Smack precede SmackDown. I love the way that it flowed post SmackDown. And when they made the change with 205 Live, it lessened my viewing habits of watching Talking Smack. I still enjoyed what I saw from it from time to time, but I would have preferred seeing it air after SmackDown. So when I heard this, left me scratching my head. I knew there was another underlying reason, and in the article that I'll share with you down below, we got that reason. I'm going to read this other article to you, too. This comes from People Magazine. This left me scratching my head. As you all know, Renee Young and Daniel Bryan had to learn on social media, through fans, by fans. They didn't even find out from the company themselves that Talking Smack was canceled. I mean, that's just lowball. That's just cheap. I mean, you can't even tell the people that actually work on the show. They have to find out through social media that, hey, sorry to hear about what happened to Talking Smack. And they're like, wait a minute, what? What are you talking about? It's a typical move by WWE. They've done this in the past, and it really frustrates me to see a show like Talking Smack that was unscripted, that allowed superstars to go on here to give them the platform to express themselves to the fans, us, not the universe, I don't like that term, to the fans. Look directly into that camera and tell us how they feel. Not with scripts, bullet points at the most, but it came across as natural, and you were able to actually connect with the personalities that these characters showed. Some of them, sure, didn't do so well, but others flourished and thrived under this model. For example, I thought Baron Corbin did well on Talking Smack, came across as a more natural persona of himself, because it was himself. It was an extension of himself. Miz, who can forget his infamous shoot on Daniel Bryan, that was phenomenal stuff. The Usos, the Mojo Rawley, I thought came across well on Talking Smack. The list continues to go on and on. It was a nice platform, a nice umbrella for these superstars to go and express themselves on, and it was something that I wish we would have seen implemented on the main roster, due to the fact that, we still get these awful scripted promos that just do not come across as natural. You just don't buy into the believability, and it lessens your interest on wanting to see a match between two or more superstars. And that should be the whole goal of your show, is to generate hype, generate interest, but it's very hard to when you know what the words that are coming out of these people's mouths ain't what they would really say. And so you just don't buy into it, and there's really a lack of believability now when it comes to WWE's promos. I mean, let's just face it, usually they just flat out suck. And when I heard Talking Smack was canceled, and then when I further read this article, which I will read to you, and it will be down below in the description box, it just left me shaking my head, and it was like, this is definitely the reason why Talking Smack was canceled. And here it is, right here in the sports. This article comes from Sports Illustrated, and like I said, a link to this article will be down below in the description box. But pretty much the summary of this article states that Talking Smack, the reason that Talking Smack was canceled was due to the fact that Vince McMahon, he didn't like it, due to the fact of its unscripted nature. I mean, oh my God, we can't have a show like Talking Smack that potentially he can't control. He can't get his fingers on. And it was just very disappointing to read this article here, and pretty much confirmed all my fears. Contrary to reports, Talking Smack was not canceled due to lack of viewers. The WWE Network show, popular among fans for its organic nature, was canceled by Vince McMahon. McMahon, whose appearances at weekly WWE television shows is becoming increasingly irregular, was at TVs this past week. Sources close to the situation reported that McMahon was unhappy with the show, strongly believed it did not serve the company's best interest. Just makes me laugh there. The cancellation, which was announced this past Friday, upset both talent and viewers. Despite infrequent recent appearances as SmackDown, McMahon remains the singular voice of this company. He remains looped in on every key detail, from Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Kevin Dunn on Raw, as well as Road Dogg, Brian James, and Michael Hayes on SmackDown. Vince McMahon is by no means detached from his product, yet Sports Illustrated was informed that the 70-year-old is not as physically present as he once was. Talking Smack, it says, generated headlines through its open, unscripted forum, which is what we need on Raw and SmackDown, but God forbid, including seminal moments from The Miz, and greatly enhanced the recent heel run from the Usos. WWE offered the following statement on Friday, stating, "We continuously review," which means Vince, and he'll change his mind at the drop of a dime. So I'll read you what this statement actually says. Vince McMahon continuously reviews WWE Network's programming alignment based on a variety of factors, aka how Vince McMahon is feeling that day, including viewership and subscriber research, and how Vince McMahon felt when he woke up that day out of bed. Talking Smack and Raw Talk will air following pay-per-view events. Until Vince changes his mind, of course. And Tuesday will continue to feature Who Gives a Crap, 205 Live. We're going to keep that around, but Talking Smack can't have that. Damn it! I have to control every single thing about my company. And I understand it's Vince's company and it's going to be his vision and what have you, but the decisions that he's making, and this one right here, canceling Talking Smack, I mean, pushing it back to just being pay-per-views on pay-per-views only. I mean, here's what it says at the end of this article, and this is just awful to read. The unscripted nature of the show ultimately played a role in its removal. Despite plans for occasional Talking Smack shows after SmackDown-specific pay-per-views, the long-term plan per McMahon is to eradicate the program. Okay, Vince. I know why you didn't like Talking Smack, because, again, it was something that you didn't have your tentacles all infested in. You didn't control everything that these superstars said word for word. You say this is in the best interest of the company? Well, I think in the long term, this is not in the best interest of the company. You're going to continue to shove down our throats these scripted promos, and it's just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. I don't think he's going to realize it. I mean, he probably showed up, like it said here, and he saw what was going on, and God damn it, we can't have that. Can't have them saying what they speak from their hearts. They might actually get over organically, and the fans might actually start to like them, or boo them, or cheer them, or whatever. God damn it, I'll tell you who to, because I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon, yeah. So good job, Vince. You killed something that people actually liked, that actually produced a fun spontaneity, if I even get the word out of my mouth. But it just goes to show you, I mean, if this doesn't show you that Vince is out of touch, I don't know what is. I kept saying, I liked what I saw on Talking Smack. This is what you needed to do on Raw and SmackDown to create new stars. Not everybody is going to sink or swim with unscripted promos, but I think it would benefit and help a lot of guys and girls on that main roster. For instance, the guy you want to get over, Roman Reigns, I'm sure if you let him go out there and cut unscripted promos, he would have easily gotten that much more over. Instead, what did you do? Jack and the Beanstalk, Suffering Succotash, Tater Tots, the list is endless. And we're at the point where we are with him now. So good job on messing him up. So, okay, you can continue to push down these scripted promos. You can continue to force these words to be banned, like belt and what are the other stupid words that you can't say? Wrestler and all this other crap. It's just, the older he gets, it's just like the more and more stuck in his ways that he is. And it is no more evident than with the cancellation of Talking Smack. I'm disappointed to see it happen, but I'm honestly not surprised. And I'm surprised it didn't happen honestly sooner, because I was shocked when they did it, and I was hoping that it would wake them up to be like, this is what we need to do. But I realized nothing is going to change until Vince is gone. That's just how it's going to be, folks. So either you like it or you don't. So I don't know. It's just really disappointing to see Daniel Bryan, Renee Young. You could have at least had the balls, the great balls of fire to tell them. But you didn't even do that, did you? So just another annoyance. And how do you guys feel about Talking Smack being canceled? It's just disappointing to see. And if anything, you want to talk about low viewership, that BS argument, cancel 205 Live. If you're going to cancel anything, get rid of that show. I mean, nobody hardly watches it anyway, and it's been lackluster at best. Hasn't done much for the cruiserweights. Those are just my thoughts, my opinions. Feel free to agree, disagree. Always enjoy getting that dialogue on how you feel about Talking Smack. Be sure to leave your comments down below in the comments section. So I just want to say, guys, thank you for watching this video. Remember to click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. Be on the lookout for me in my next video, whenever that may be. So until then, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.